Here we go. Hello, Pat.
Howdy.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, for episode 2 of a pod. How's it been? How's everything been this week?
Dude, it's been good. We had a lot of fight action.
Dude,
it was crazy.
God, it was insane.
We saw old man's ass.
Some assless.
We saw an old man get his ass whooped.
Oh.
We saw a medium-aged man get his ass whooped. Saw some young ones. Yeah, it was good.
Okay, that's
good.
Cool.
Some good combat.
Well, let's get right into it. Let's start with UFC 309 over here. That was pretty insane.
Yeah.
Headlined by Mr. Jones and Mr. MIOCIC. What were your thoughts on that card, Pat?
Yeah, I mean, overall,
the whole card, not just that fight.
Yeah. Overall, it had its good moments. It definitely, I'd say, it was a good roller coaster energy. There were some fights that were very lackluster, and I was kind of like, that fell flat to what I thought the expectation of the matchups would be. And then some, I feel like, definitely delivered in ways. Yeah. So I like, overall, if I had to give it a grade, I'd say like, I don't know, like a B, something like that.
Maybe like an 8 out of 10. What is that out of 10?
Yeah, if we're talking like, out of 10.
Entertainment value.
80%, something like that. I thought it was good, for sure. And I liked it. But there was definitely some fights that I thought were going to be good that I was kind of like,
Let's see. The first fight of the night was Veronica Hardy and Eduardo Mora.
Yeah, did you catch? I actually didn't catch that one.
I started, but then I got kind of bored.
Okay.
You know?
I heard she just kind of got laid on or something. That was the recap I heard, but I didn't actually check it out.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of a striking back and forth. Yeah, Hardy lost. Yeah, a little bit of striking back and forth, and then she just kind of laid on her, laid and prayed. Yeah. And then we moved on to Mr. Basil Hafez.
Oh yeah, that's the first one I watched.
And Oban Elliott. Dude, I had put so much hype on Basil.
I know. I was
last week.
I was watching and waiting. I'm still waiting. I'm like, where is it?
It's still still kind of
plain. No, I've seen. I didn't. When we were talking about it, I didn't know who you were talking about. But then when I saw the fight, I was like, oh, I know this guy.
Yeah, Basil.
Yeah. And I was like, oh no, I've seen him fight before. He kind of looked like he was watching the fight.
Yeah, he wasn't fighting how he normally fights. Usually he's in it to win it. Shots.
No, I remembered him having more pressure before. Yeah. And maybe just because of his opponent, maybe there was a different game plan, I guess, or something, but he definitely looked like he was spectating that fight. Especially after what we talked about. I was like, oh, this is cool. This will be a good fight to watch.
And that other guy, Oban Elliott, though.
Oh, yeah, no.
That KO finish,
that
was sick. Bro.
No, dude, he looked good.
Laid him out flat.
So he's got 3 wins in a row or something?
The Welshman? Yeah, dude. I think that makes it 3 in a row.
Yeah, so looks like some promise. I mean, I would say that it's kind of hard to tell because Basil definitely underperformed.
Yeah, he looked bad.
Yeah, maybe he just expected something. He looked like he was looking for things that weren't there, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Just waiting.
He looked like he's waiting for these moments to do what he's planned. And it wasn't showing. And he was kind of stuck. That, you know what? I would say it overall in this card, there was a few of these fights where I felt like they were kind of stuck for some reason. There was this,
maybe it's a Madison Square Garden effect.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe they were there was too much pressure and the energy there.
Mickey Gall.
Oh yeah,
Ramiz Brahimaj.
Yeah. No, I mean,
is that how you say it? Brahimaj.
Yeah.
Brahimaj.
Dude, I mean, he fucking ate him.
That was wild, bro. That one was a KO too.
And
right?
I heard that was his first ever KO.
Mickey's or
no, the guy.
Brahimaj.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah. So Mickey's. I mean, at this point, is probably he did. Did he have any good UFC wins?
Isn't Mickey 9-7 or some?
Yeah.
Or some.
Well, because he had a handful of wins. He fought the CM Punk show thing, and then he had 1 or 2 more wins.
Yeah.
But then after that, he's been very inactive.
Maybe the money. More losses. Got money somehow.
Yeah. Well, he probably. I mean, I'm sure he got paid for CM Punk, dude. I'm sure. I'm sure, dude.
Some
thick but his development just didn't look consistent.
Now, did you see the Marcin Tybura fight?
Yeah, I did.
What was that Dr. Stoppage? I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see it?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, so they
tell the people.
He got a cut on him. And and then in between rounds, they could have stopped that fight. Tybura was fucking landing on him, and right as the bell rang, they stopped the fight. He went back to his corner, and when he went to go stand up, his corner pulled him up because they could tell this motherfucker, he's gonna get up and fall, and so they kind of saved him a little bit. Cutman was there, but the doctor came right in, she fucking on him, looking at him, And then right when the round was starting, he was still like a little like not easy on his feet. And then looking at the cut, they just stopped the fight. I mean, they were complaining about
those cuts can be crazy, man. Some cuts,
but he was concussed for sure.
He was concussed.
Yeah, he was getting fucked up.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
He looked like okay for the first like minute or so, and then Tabora got on top and just.
And then Mr. Onama and Roberto.
Dude, did you watch this fight?
I didn't see that one.
Oh, dude.
All 3 rounds. Was it a banger?
This was a banger, dude. Yeah. Dude, what was the other guy's name?
Romero?
Yeah,
he
dude.
came out to play or what?
Dude, yeah, no, like the commentators and everyone were talking. I previously didn't know these guys.
It was his debut.
Yeah, and I didn't know about him. 8-3 record, I think it was. They were kind of like hyping this other guy up a lot. Onama.
Or Romero?
No, Onama. Oh. They were hyping him up a lot. Like Onama's like, he's the fucking real deal. And this other guy, like, fuck. You know what I mean? Type of thing. But dude, oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. Romero came out just ready to fucking go.
Wow.
He had the kind of like a boxing style. Like he was getting low, like ducking and weaving kind of, but like to me, I was like, oh, the knees are super open. You know what I mean? Like you can tell the uppercuts and knees because he's really leaning down into these like his defensive movements, coming over the top. He definitely had pressure, and he was a short notice fighter, and he came to fucking bring it. He knocked down Onama the first round. Damn. And then Onama came back about like maybe like early round 2. He started to find his jab. He started to really like start reading his movements, and then he ended up dropping Romero.
Damn.
Like so, it was a good fight,
back and forth.
Yeah, it was a good ass fight. Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely watch both of them again.
How about battle of the old timers over here? Who has the right to grow the gray beard? Mr. Miller?
Oh, come on, of
course.
Damon
Jackson.
Yeah, of course, Mr. Miller.
Mr. Miller!
Dude, he
oh my goodness. Submission, wrapped up that guillotine, sunk it in.
Dude, he never fails.
Made Mr. Jackson look like an amateur, to be honest. It was pretty sad, but hey, that was solid.
No, he did amazing.
What was next? Jonathan Martinez, Marcus McGee.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus McGee were hyping him up. He looked good.
He did. I really thought Martinez, like, should have won that.
Isn't he from the MMA labs?
Yeah,
Marcus McGee?
McGee's from MMA lab, yeah.
But Martinez, I don't know.
Dude, I think after watching that shit, I'm a little less high on Marcus McGee. He's good. But he also, like, I don't know that he knows how to switch up his plan if need be, kind of. And Martinez, dude, his leg kicks, holy shit, dude.
Dude, I thought they were going to stop the fight.
Dude, but then he's like, his fight IQ, like, goes to clinch him against the cage. He's sitting there waiting. I'm like, dude, this is your moment. He just did not seem urgent. Like, that's what I was saying. Just like that fight earlier we were talking about, he seemed like stuck.
Yeah.
When like he had these moments beginning of round 3, dude, you could tell like Marcus McGee was like, fuck, dude, this is not good.
Yeah.
Like
he was limping.
He couldn't even put pressure on his leg. Did you see his strikes? That he couldn't fire back.
And
really.
He's not really a switch stance fighter, right?
No, he can, but I would say not on the same level as someone like Sean or something. But he does like the lab guys, and they try to move around with their stance. I think it's part of their like curriculum.
Yeah, but Martinez, he brings that experience.
Dude, yeah, but when I was watching that, he should have won that shit, and I feel like he's gonna be kicking himself right now.
When he rewatched it.
It's like, fuck, dude, like, I don't know, he should have had that, man.
Yeah. Maybe he just needed to.
And against Jose Aldo, the same thing happened. He, like, froze. He, like, didn't know, like, what to do. Like, he said he was, like, starstruck in that fight kind of a thing.
Maybe he needs to...
I don't know, something happened, dude, because he went from being this guy who could finish to, like, he's almost, like, scared to pull the trigger, but he didn't get, like, knocked out. You know, it wasn't, like, that kind of a thing that happened to him, you know? So, I don't know. It was really weird, though, watching that fight.
Let's move on now to the main card. Mauricio Hoofy.
Oh, yeah. You were hyping this motherfucker up.
And then Mr. Yantop James.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on this fight?
Well, one guy was way bigger than the other guy. Yantop was big, dude.
How much did he weigh in?
165.
65?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I thought he missed that too.
No, yeah, he missed 155, and then he went to... Because it wasn't originally featherweight fight?
It was originally... Was it featherweight? I thought it was lightweight.
Oh, was it lightweight? Okay. So, yes, they were over 10 pounds.
Bro, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Isn't he short notice though? Wasn't
he was short notice. But he came to play, dude. He came to play.
He gave the business to Hoofy. He left his heart in there. That body shot though that he landed that dropped him. Remember what was it? Just a left hook to the liver. Yep. That was nice.
Yeah, dude. No, Hoofy's good.
Hoofy's good.
Yeah, no, I saw what you were saying, and the commentators were talking about his McGregor-esque style.
Dean was the one that.
Yeah, and I mean, when you watch him, you could totally tell that. but and like, you know, he's putting everything into these strikes. He's definitely a precise striker. But he has the same issues as McGregor, only he doesn't have like the precision, it seems like. Yeah. He's more creative. He's doing fun techniques, but when I look at him, I'm like, if this guy would just, I understand he's got this repertoire. He can do all this crazy shit. But like his fundamentals seemed a little like lackluster to me, to be honest. Like he was like only looking for flash because maybe that works for him, but it didn't in this fight. And it was kind of like a little bit awkward in that way.
So what would have happened if Jan Top had a full camp? You know?
No, like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, dude.
That body shot might not have dropped him.
Yeah, no, and he might have been able to put more pressure. He might have been faster, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Hoofy was getting tired. Guys like
he got really tired.
They always get tired. Guys with the power.
Exactly. The explosive guys, they always get tired.
Always get tired.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely good. I think that, you know, there's some refinement needed in the traditional areas, for sure. It seems like, for him.
His fundamentals, basics.
Yeah, exactly.
When we had Viviane Araujo and Karine Silva.
I made dinner during this fight.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't see it at all.
Smoke break sesh right there.
Did you watch it or not?
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I think I watched it, but I don't remember.
Okay.
But it was a decision, and it went to Araujo.
I gotcha.
So then we'll move on to Mr. Nickel.
Yeah.
Bo Nickel and Paul Craig. I'll be honest, dude. This fight was kind of lame.
This surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. This fight surprised me.
Bo didn't like pressure him the way I thought he would. Mm-hmm. Paul, like, obviously he was just gonna try and stand and strike, but I don't know. It seemed like he was content to just survive.
Oh,
like,
for
he
sure.
Didn't even try to win.
Oh yeah, no, but on both ends, I felt like that. Even on like Bo Nickel, I really felt he definitely did enough to win. But that was it. He rode that line. And I understand, you know, Paul Craig is this guy who's like submitted really good guys. He finds weird stuff. You know, I understand there's a threat there. But part of me was like, to not even test your wrestling at all is kind of a red flag a little bit to me, because there's a lack of confidence there, obviously. Yeah. And I understand also Paul Craig's not a great striker. Just by watching the UFC, you can kind of tell he's not composed under fire. You know, he panics a little bit. He's got a few good moves, but he really is not good under fire. Yeah. And I think Bo was trying to expose that. But Bo, I mean, I don't even know if he threw one jab. He was just doing overhands, like
haymakers, huh?
No, but it was like he didn't even like really fake the takedown to help set it up. To me, it was very, very, very rudimentary, and I was kind of like surprised at how ineffective it was.
It was a little bit of a sloppy fight.
Yeah. No, I think Bo needs some work. Like before, obviously he's a new mixed martial artist. I know there's gonna need to be work there, but after this fight, I'm like, slow him down. Yeah, don't give him anyone better. Like nobody right now. Like I'm concerned for his.
Do not give him Hamzat.
No,
not give him Hamzat.
Dude, game over, dude. He would throw him from pillar from post and he'd knock his ass out.
God.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Like Bo has really good wrestling. But
there is a
lack of confidence there. If he didn't want to take that against Paul Craig,
right?
There's something there that made him not do that. You know, to not impose. Like, dude, okay, let me ask you this question:
What
is Hamzat gonna? Is there anybody he's not gonna take down?
That he's not gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna try not to take down.
Honestly, I don't think so.
Yeah, because he believes
he already took down Kamaru.
He believes in his wrestling. Dude? He goes for it because he knows that shit's gonna work. Bo doesn't have that.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
He does not have that. He's tentative and he's trying to be smart, but to me, it showed his inexperience.
The only thing I was thinking, I was like, maybe he wanted to show his striking or get some experience striking. Then it's like, well, he didn't really show anything.
Yeah, no, for sure.
He just showed
but like, he
just wanted that experience. I'm thinking maybe he wanted to. He knew he wasn't going to get knocked out. More than likely.
Yeah, no, and that's great. All that kind of stuff, I think, is good for his development. But when you have a 15-minute fight and you're throwing overhands only, and there's really no setting up the jab,
it's a pay-per-view in New York City.
He's not mixing up the attacks. It was very like linear in what he was trying to do, and to me, that just shows that he still needs a lot of work there.
Yeah,
I think he's used to throwing these overhands, clipping people because they're so worried about the takedown. But Paul Craig was like, dude, he's not trying to take me down. Like he's not even giving me a real shot. Right. Like if he gave a real shot and then made Paul Craig think like he's going to take him down, he could have landed the overhand. Yeah. But he didn't do that. So Paul Craig's like, wait, if I just like do this, if I just do this, am I good?
He realized it.
Yeah, no,
that's all he had to do.
And I mean, yeah, I think that. Yeah, he just needs some work.
Charlie Olives, Michael Chandler, fight of the night.
Chef's
they both
kiss.
took home $50K.
Yeah, what do you think, brother? Break it down, dude. What were you like during this fight?
During this fight, I was like, Charles Oliveira is the best he's ever looked.
Oh,
his wrestling looked good, bro. He didn't just look like he did jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai anymore. He looked like he worked a lot on his wrestling. His timing on his double legs were good. He wasn't just like getting into the cage and dragging him down, kind of like a lot of Charles takedowns were kind of just dragging guys down. Here you could see he was blasted. He was timing his doubles. He was like he was using trips to get him down, and from there he took his time, controlled him on the mat. Like there was a lot of Michael Chandler easily could have exploded up. We've seen that so many times. For him to not be able to just like explode up like that, Charles had to have insane control.
Oh, no, for sure.
He took his time, landed some good elbows, and then his striking just looks like it hurts. Like
he's heavy, dude.
Every single kick, every punch, it looks heavy, you know?
Yeah, no, he has a fight-ending intentions in everything he does.
And Michael's got this armor on him.
Oh, for sure, dude. He looks
call him armor all, you know?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, that was a good fight. And just like you're saying, like Oliveira is so complete.
Yeah.
Like, really, to me, the only thing that's questionable is like his chin.
His chin. But then he was taking good shots too.
Well, right? Did you see his corner? High guard, high guard, high guard. They were they know, dude. They're smart. They know that if this is protected, you're fucked.
But he does have a little bit of a glass chin.
A little
bit
does. I think this is the veneers.
The
dude.
veneers,
yeah, just weaken that chin a little. But he was that was a good fight. Michael Chandler did not try to take him down. He
didn't try and take him down.
Dude, he Chandler drives me nuts a little bit. He also like maybe this is like a hot take, but he's like
how hot,
dude. I feel like he's a fucking cheater, dude.
Chandler?
Yeah, dude. Like the last fight against Poirier, poking people in the eyes, fucking hitting people behind the head, grabbing the fence. The same shit in this fight, dude. He was grabbing that fence for dear fucking life, and the ref's just like,
hey. He pulls his boots.
And then Oliveira, dude, he's just punching him in the back of the head, just trying to finish the fight. Oh my God. Like 10 punches, elbows. And I'm like, dude, and the ref's just like.
Bro, those punches to the back of the head.
I thought he was going to go out. I thought he was going to go out, and I was going to be pissed.
Charles' head was bouncing. Yeah.
Oh, no, for sure. I was like, this is fucked. And then he poked him in the eye in the beginning. Like, I don't know. I don't think he's like necessarily trying to do it on purpose. I literally think Chandler sees red. You know how we make the meme?
I think he does.
He sees red and he's just like, I'm going to get you back. You could see when he gets hit, he has this look in his eyes like, I'm going to fucking get you back.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's where he gets caught with shit, you know?
Yep.
But I mean,
remember him rubbing the blood on Dustin?
Oh yeah, no, for sure, dude. Yeah, no, I mean, he's a fucking savage.
He's
dude.
Dirty. Though.
Oh yeah,
it is dirty. He did cheat a lot. But he grabbed the gloves, right?
He grabbed inside the gloves too. Grabbed the cage.
He literally held on to that for a good second. For life.
I mean, he hasn't fought in a minute, I guess. But like, I'm not.
But he's always been that way.
Yeah. Well, in UFC, I've noticed that I've watched his Bellator fights, but it was more like I wasn't like so into it at those moments. You know what I mean? Like he had really good fights with like Eddie Alvarez. Right. And I remember watching them on Bellator and like this was sick, but like these things are so upfront. Like there's such a big stage, everyone talks about it. Like I feel like it's more visible this way. And I'm like, damn, like he's definitely like a little dirty in those areas, you know?
He is.
But he's getting away with it though. In my mind, I'm like, if you can cheat and get away with it, I guess like you just do that, right?
I guess it's the same thing with Jones and his eye pokes.
Yeah,
he didn't eye poke anyone this fight.
He was better about the hands straight up. Did you see? Yeah, when he was coming in, he was really doing this. Yeah. It was instead of he used to do this kind of a thing. He was very much like this.
Maybe they cut him a little deal. You know, all right, we'll give you your old gloves, but
don't
every eye poke. 5K.
Oh, more than that, dude. Yeah,
20K per
100K, bro.
100K?
Yeah, dude, this is John Jones, bro.
John Jones.
100K per eye poke.
100K per eye poke.
And you got to give that shit to Stipe if you poke him in the eyes.
Oh, no. Don't talk about my kids.
Just do it like this.
Oh, I love before we go on to that.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. John Jones and Stipe Miocic. Dude, are you surprised at all by the result of that fight?
No, I'm not surprised by the result.
What round was that? Third or fourth?
No, he was about to go to the fourth, right? It was end of the third? I think that's what it was, right?
It was end of the third.
End of the third.
30 seconds left.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Maybe hot takes on this one, too. I thought John looked good. He settled into the weight better. I thought Stipe looked bad. And I think John loses to Aspinall. Because I think he's fucking slow.
Yeah.
I think he's slow, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked good against MIOCIC, and his shot selection, excellent. Like, when he's moving out of the way, like, he is, like, the most well-rounded fighter. But at the same point, he is a little bit older, and that weight is not natural in him.
Right.
It's a little slowing him down. If he's that slow against Aspinall, I think he gets clipped, dude.
For sure. Aspinall, dude, MIOCIC looked like a log, bro. He looked like he was a stiff log, you know?
He looked better than I thought, though, to be honest. Going into it, like when we talked last podcast, I was like, Stipe's fucked.
Yeah.
And when I watched the fight, he was just fucked.
I was surprised at how, because John, that takedown was really good. It was a real nice sweep.
That was sick.
Knocked him off balance. But I'm pretty surprised at how Stipe didn't really try to base. He didn't really try to turtle and stand up. He didn't. He laid in guard and tried to recover guard.
But he was being controlled really well. I mean, John in round 1 looked like a motherfucker. He looked real good.
He did.
He looked very dangerous. I'd say in round 2,
Stipe's so lucky he didn't get cut.
He got one little one. Did you see? There was like, no, his ear on his cheek. He got a little baby one, the last strike.
Of the last one.
Yeah. I was like, damn, he's got some thick ass skin, dude.
I'm like, dude, how?
Especially against Bones.
That's why I've never seen anyone get so many elbows versus Johnny and not get cut.
Yeah. I mean, he looked great, but I think he unloaded the tank in round 1. Because round 2, he was very, very, very particular with his strikes.
Yeah.
Just attacking the body. He had that really good front teep that was ripping his guts up. That teep
was hurting Stipe a lot.
Started to find the jab, you know. But
yeah, couple good high kicks in there.
But I saw that and I was like, dude, you could tell that he's trying to get his energy back. He's a little tired. Like this weight, he's not meant to be a heavyweight fighter.
Not meant to be heavyweight. It's hard for him. But I do think, if he goes against Aspinall, I see Aspinall getting in there with a quick 1-2 or something. You know, he's really fast.
Even if he just rocks John and John survives because he's crafty, I think that it's going to be really problematic for him in the fight.
And remember, Tom is not like a normal heavyweight. He does jiu-jitsu too.
Oh, yeah. No,
his jiu-jitsu is really good.
Yeah. But I wonder how good his jiu-jitsu is off the back, though. Like, every heavyweight, they're so used to being on top. They're so used to being big. Even though he does do jiu-jitsu, I still feel like, John trains with Gordon Ryan. Like, I think if he gets on top, it's going to be tough for anyone to get up, dude.
That was sick. So cool seeing Gordon Ryan in the corner, too.
Dude, his team.
His
team is good.
That was crazy.
His team is good, dude.
You're not going to out-grapple that man.
Oh, no, for sure. Yeah, he was a beast, dude. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. If I'm John Jones, I know what he said, but dude, I think that this is like the moment to retire. Okay. And what he could do is retire. Aspinall does his thing. He becomes the new champ. At some point, then Poatan have come back for a redemption fight, Because he looks at Poatan. He looks at Poatan. He's like, dude, like he'll take him down. It's over, right?
But it's not even a contest, dude. Like, I know people like the fantasy of it, but like, let's be.
But he's doing it for legacy only. That's why he's fighting. That's why he's doesn't want to fight Aspinall. The risk and reward isn't there. So retire, give Aspinall his division.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm good, guys. And then in like 1 year from now, still train. Poatan, maybe he gets one more win. Maybe he has a win and a loss, something like that. And then John goes like, you know what? Chama. And they do one big fight.
Chama.
And then he's done, dude. And then he's done.
So you think that Jones is gonna fight Pereira next?
I think if he really
where do you think
he should do that? I think the Aspinall fight is very, very dangerous for him.
Yeah.
And I would not have said that like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He looks a lot slower.
Yeah.
And the heavyweight style that Aspinall fights at, his very explosive, bouncy pace. I know that he can't keep that up, I'm sure, forever. But if John doesn't take him down immediately, it's going to be problematic for him.
Now, what was Dana saying? Dana said that if John wanted to come back and fight, he said who was he going to fight?
Aspinall, yeah.
He was going to fight Aspinall for sure.
Yeah. But I think the way around that is to retire, let Aspinall control heavyweight, and then John does a super fight with Pereira. I think if he's smart, he does that.
Yeah.
I think if
but is
he's
John
a little
really
delusional.
Gonna let people just like, I don't know. Is he gonna let people believe that he's really ducking Tom? Because people are gonna use that and run away with it. Does he think he really cares that he doesn't care?
I mean, I think
he seems like he cares.
Yeah,
he always appears.
I think deep down he thinks he's the motherfucker.
Yeah,
and also I think if it's not Aspinall, it's gonna be somebody else. You know what I mean? Like if he beats Aspinall, there's gonna be some other thing. Well, you didn't beat Ngannou. You didn't. I feel like there's no scenario where he gets out and then like he just fucking whooped everybody and everyone's happy. There's always someone coming up. There's always going to be a thing. I know, like, he's definitely, the way that I looked at it, he's definitely was ducking Aspinall. And if he doesn't take that fight next, he's ducking Aspinall. But like I said, and I am like an admirer of John Jones' work. I think he should duck Aspinall.
Now,
I think he should get the fuck out.
Who is there for Aspinall to fight?
Well, who did he beat? Curtis Blades?
He beat Curtis Blades on his last one.
Yeah, I mean
he already beat Pavlovich.
He's the guy, dude.
That division is not. He beat a lot of the guys.
Yeah, probably Cyril, I guess.
Cyril. He hasn't faced Cyril.
But who did Cyril?
Cyril hasn't beat anyone.
Did he he lost to Jones and that was his last fight?
He's been shooting a movie.
Oh yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, dude, his jiu-jitsu is trash. I mean,
like, he's been training movies, not even training.
Yeah, the whole heavyweight is just like
heavyweight's kind of a mess.
Yeah,
bro.
It's not great. It hasn't been great for a while though.
You got, who else is up there? You got who's that really tall Russian dude?
Oh,
Good
Volkov.
Boxing. Volkov's up there, top 5. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. He's kind of.
But Volkov hasn't won enough.
I know he's one of those guys that like he has this like really good frame and he's got good skills, but he just doesn't like put it together sometimes. He needs missing. He needs something. I'm not sure.
Did Aspinall already beat Volkov coming on the come up?
Maybe
he might have faced Volkov on the come up already.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember his whole record.
I don't remember either.
So I don't know.
Who do you think looked older? MIOCIC or Tyson this weekend?
You talking about Grandpa or my dad?
Talking about
Grandpa looked old. Yeah, dude. Fuck, dude. That shit was sad.
Yeah, I mean, who looked older, Tyson or Stipe?
Oh, just definally Tyson.
Tyson,
way older.
But I mean, what do you think of Tyson Paul, man? This weekend, Friday.
I was like
Friday night fights.
Yeah, I mean, I was like when I was watching the event, I was like just nervous that something really bad was going to happen to him because, we watch fighting. We know, and we've also seen this enough times where Jake Paul fights these really old guys, and this is guys way older than anybody else he fought. It's like there's no way that Mike Tyson was going to win that shit.
There was no way.
And it was interesting because like at my work, we had like a group lunch and people were at, because I like fighting and my coworkers know that they were asking about the fight and they're like, and I was like, dude, like I'm not trying to be that guy, but like Jake Paul, if he doesn't win, it's by a fucking miracle. Yeah. Like literally the Lord saved him. And everyone's like, dude, but it's Mike Tyson. I'm like,
they don't get it.
Have you ever seen a 60-year-old throw hands? Yeah. I don't give a shit who it is. And
regardless of the chemicals that you have, bro,
dude.
60 is 60.
He just don't got it, man. And you could see the remnants of what Mike Tyson was. He's got this peekaboo. You see him trying to do this hop hook.
He wanted to lunge.
He wanted to. He just couldn't do it.
He's on the Windows XP, dude.
And he didn't have balance. Dude, he couldn't turn his feet. Yeah. He was plodding as he's moving. He couldn't do shifting on his toes.
There were no pivots. He was kind of like a log.
Exactly.
Like a unit.
Yeah, the whole
body moved as a unit.
Exactly.
Just like Stipe. Stipe is the same way. Like they just look like bricks.
Yeah, they don't have this looseness where they're just so tense with the body that it's very mechanical.
That stiffness comes with age, bro.
Yeah.
It just comes to age.
Well, I think the body, especially when you're in that line of work, knows what it's like to be in that firefight. And I think that it subconsciously is trying to protect itself.
Hardens up, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think you can even loosen up at that point.
You're probably right, dude. Like your body is just trying to protect itself at this point.
Yeah, it's almost like you can't even like stop it from doing that because your body knows like what could come and it's prepared for that, and it's just fight or flight in those moments.
And Paul, honestly, bro, like dude, Paul looked like he was just pot shotting. He looked like he wasn't trying to knock
he carried him
there
for
wasn't
sure,
nasty intentions in his strikes.
But that whole thing pissed me off. Like, first of all, that fight was even allowed. Like
sanctioned.
Yeah, no, come on.
Who did that?
Yeah, Texas or Florida, those are the only two people that could do that fight. That fight can't happen in Nevada. It's not happening in California.
Nevada would not happen.
No way.
New York,
they understand like how ridiculous this is. And, I'm glad no one got hurt and everyone got money and all that kind of shit. That's all cool. But, like, it just makes the whole thing look bad. And, people are going to be complaining about this fight and that fight. And I don't know, just Jake Paul just is like, he just annoys the fuck out of me. He just does, I mean, obviously because I'm an MMA fan. But like, dude, when you see him fight, he does the same shit, makes the same mistakes. Dude, he'll throw shots and he'll be looking at the fucking ground. And he wants to fight Canelo. Like, what is going on, dude? It drives me nuts.
It's pretty crazy, bro. If he really does get that Canelo fight, that would be absolutely insane, dude. Like,
I don't think he will. I think Canelo
can't sell out. He can't.
It's
really
for boxing. He cannot do it, dude. Yeah. He has to hold his ground.
I'm not gonna hate on Jake. I like what he's doing. I like that he's boxing. He's doing it, and everyone's saying he can't. He's doing it anyways, so I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And then
no, you have to give respect to that for sure.
And then I think it's cool that apparently they did definitely have some kind of deal. I like that they both kept both sides of the deal. I like that Mike Tyson got an extra $5 million for the 4 rounds. I like that he didn't get hurt.
Yeah,
that's what I like the most. That Mike didn't get hurt, and I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it felt scammy to me.
It was scammy,
and I don't like that for boxing. Like, if this was just like fun exhibition celebrity boxing, like, I wouldn't really care, to be honest. Right. You know what I mean? If it was like a fun sparring kind of thing, cool. Like, I'm whatever. But the fact that it's like trying to sell itself as like, I'm gonna fucking fight Mike Tyson, the monster. Like, I hated that whole thing. Right. Like, it's all a sham, and we know that, obviously. And obviously, like, if Jake wants to be a boxer, just like box real fighters. And I think it's great what he's doing in that regard. Like, if he, even like the Tommy Fury fight, like, go for challenges for yourself. If he's about that life, dude, like, hell yeah, dude. Like, I applaud him in that.
Yeah.
I just don't like this shit, that he's obviously taking fights he can't lose just to get like clout. He knows, he's like, I'm good enough that I can beat any 60-year-old.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but it's like there's so much of a gap there.
There's no testing. All a cash grab. Bro.
No, for sure. But I don't like that he's selling himself as that fighter then. Like, if it is a cash grab, play the game that way. But
at the same time, he's selling the fight.
No, I get it.
Because
as the fan, I don't like it. As a boxing fan, as a MMA fan, I don't like it. I get what he's doing.
Right.
And like, don't get it twisted. Like,
because it works.
Would I do the same? Like, if I was in that scenario and I could get paid that much money for beating a fighter I know I could beat, like, dude,
why would you not do it?
I know, I get it, but it just does. It still makes me upset, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see.
I mean, what do you think about it? The whole thing,
I think that he played everyone and took home millions of dollars, and he's sitting at home laughing while everyone's mad.
Oh, for sure. Just like me. That.
Yeah. And I wish I could.
Honestly, for sure.
and sure. Tyson went home. He's injury free. Yeah. And it sucks that.
Did you see him almost trip on the walkout?
No.
Dude, he was like walking out. And then, dude, at that moment, I was like, bet the house on Jake Paul. We were going. I bet the betting line changed right then.
The thing is like, boxing has already kind of been, outside of Canelo and Bivol and Beterbiev and Fury, even Ngannou at that point, I mean, that's 6 boxers that we all know and can name. Outside of that, who is there and what is there? There's not really anything else. And celebrity boxing has been a thing for a long time by now. So I think it's kind of like, at this point, he's just doing a cash grab while he can.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's good for the sport of boxing either, because it's obviously like, seems like it's going to happen a lot more too.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's like, you said it really good. Like, there's boxing and there's like celebrity boxing.
Yeah, it's different.
But Jake's trying to make the worlds merge, and I don't like that style.
The other thing
he's playing it like it's boxing, even though like we know it's celebrity boxing. He's trying to play it that way, which I get, because that's obviously drawing attention. But I don't like it.
I think what he's doing is he's just doing what's been done in boxing for years, but blatant.
Yeah.
For years,
making it more obvious.
He's just blatantly doing it.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. Because I think most people would agree that for boxing's been corrupt. People have been paid to lose. People have been paid to get to like cheat. It's happened. People have been paid to throw fights. Judges have been paid. So it's already, and people just don't know
corruption
that.
For sure. Yeah.
People just don't know that.
Yeah.
So the thing is like when you're watching a fight, you think it's real. Like, this guy has been paid to like lose. And so, most people don't recognize that. He's doing the same thing, just blatant.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. I'm like, well, he's doing the same thing. It's just plain to see.
Yeah. And I mean, he can make it. The thing is, like, it is impressive he makes it happen.
Yeah.
Like, I would have thought that this fight wouldn't have existed.
Yeah.
But it did.
But he shouldn't go around parading that can beat Prime this, Prime that.
I know, but dude, he's gonna say he beat Mike Tyson,
yeah.
and you know what he means.
Yeah.
He's not gonna say like, "Oh, did I beat an old, washed, sad Mike Tyson?" No, he's just gonna say I beat Mike Tyson. Yeah, he's like, "Dude, I beat that guy. I beat Iron Mike Tyson." You know what I mean? That's what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
And I get it because he did. He beat Anderson Silva. He beat Tyron Woodley. It's crazy. He beat Nate Diaz. But he can say that because he figured out a rule set in a way.
Same thing that Floyd did, no? But
okay.
Like with Ryan Garcia and the water cut clause, like Ryan couldn't be a certain weight to fight Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
for Tank Davis, is that what you're talking about? Right, Ryan
Garcia. Sorry.
Oh, no.
You're right for Tank Davis.
Oh yeah,
but that was in Floyd's promotion, no? So Floyd does the same thing.
True, except there's a very big difference in my opinion because on paper, both of these fighters are great fighters, and they're doing whatever they can to gain advantages in their court, which I think, like I said, obviously it's playing games. But at the end of the day, it is two elite fighters that are agreeing to this contest. Like both sides agreed.
And they're both in their prime. Right?
Exactly.
Well, Mike, or you close can say the same thing, though. Mike agreed.
True, but it's so far past this. Did you see the stat on the screen? His last professional fight was 7,000 days ago.
I know. They had that?
Yeah, 7,000 days ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Bro. That's the problem, is that it was an obvious mismatch for anybody that really understood fighting. The betting line of that was crazy. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I didn't see.
Jake was only a minus 220 favorite.
And what, minus 220?
Yeah. Not a huge favorite, and I was kind of like flabbergasted. And like,
money.
Oh no, for sure. Bet the house on him, dude.
Bet the house on
him, dude. Yeah. Unless he like fucking tripped and got stabbed or something, like some like crazy shit happened.
But
like
the whole thing, bro, it just goes to show the corruption in boxing.
Oh no, it was
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the Netflix fighting thing. I think it was cool that a lot of people got to see fighting, and I hope a lot of people saw like Amanda Serrano. Like that fight was good. The one before it, did you watch that fight or no?
I only saw the cut.
Oh, okay. It was a good fight.
Do you think that Netflix would have had? This is because a lot of people say that Netflix wouldn't have been having the event, hosting the event, if they didn't know the result already. That's what a lot of people are saying. So that's how they know. But I'm like,
no.
Then how about the other fights?
Yeah, no.
Are they going to have known that the other fights?
No, I don't think the result even mattered. To be honest, I think if Mike Tyson won, that would have been enormous.
It's been crazy, bro.
They would have rather have it that way. Like, of course, dude, imagine
the highlight reel, dude.
No, oh my god, imagine, dude. What
Jake couldn't live it down.
And this is what we're talking about. This was the dream. This is the dream everyone was sold. This is the dream that everyone tuned in. Like there's, some
Michael,
guys.
do it.
No, exactly. I had some people in my work that were like, dude, I remember like Mike Tyson. He was like insane. They're like, dude, what if he does it? That same thing.
He probably really believed he was going to do it too.
Yeah, for sure.
He really thought he was going to do it.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
We don't know really what happened.
But you could tell within a minute that it wasn't going to happen. But he's got hands, and he's
just takes one, huh?
If you got him in the right way at the right angle, it's obviously it's possible. This is a fight.
If Jake stayed too close, if he
messed up, if he did this thing where he throws his overhand and he's really far extended, and Mike came across with this hook, there's a scenario obviously where he can knock him out. But we're living in this fantasy land. But if it happened, that's what everybody was holding on to, and that's why everybody watched. Did you hear how many viewers they had?
No, did you?
Dude, I heard it was over 60 million concurrent viewers.
What is a Super Bowl?
Like 100 something.
Okay, so nowhere near there.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jake said it was like 120, but then I heard the news outlet say after. He was fighting. He wasn't paying attention.
Exactly. Like, bro, how do you know?
Exactly. No, it's bullshit. Kind of. He was just throwing numbers out. But what I heard is 60 million, which is still like insane. I mean, that's an absurd number.
That's more than any other boxing fight I know of.
Oh yeah. No, I mean,
maybe not.
Maybe since the fight, maybe maybe Muhammad Ali style era or something like that. Like
maybe another Tyson fight.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, but this is an absurd like viewing count, and I think the UFC looked at this. Have? For what?
For their viewers, do you know?
Oh, I mean, the pay-per-view buys probably had this pay-per-view, I bet you it did like 700K.
Jones pay-per-views don't usually break $1 million.
Yeah, I bet it did 700K max.
Keep going. I just want to look up the gate for this UFC.
No, I'm sure the gate was huge. So what I want to say is, I know the UFC looked at this Netflix thing and was like, because their streaming rights is coming up at the end of 2025.
They're renting out with ESPN?
Yeah. And so I think that they're going to be like, hey, Netflix. Because, dude, imagine the UFC on Netflix.
Honestly, bro, I think that we're kind of paving the way to, like, I don't want to say fake, like a hybrid of WWE, UFC, at boxing. Some kind of hybrid, like, it's real, but I feel like we're hiding to some kind of script world as well.
So are you wondering, like, are we talking in the fight or outside of the fight?
Both.
Okay.
I think there's going to be sometimes. This is what I would see. Like once it's on Netflix and it's open to the public and stuff. I don't know. I can see kind of scripts being made here and there.
Dude, if that happens, then I'm going to be so sad. And like I don't even know like what I'm going to do with fighting, because I don't know if I would handle that in a good way.
Maybe not scripts, but maybe like crossover events that could be set up, like, oh, this MMA fighter ran into this boxer, blah blah blah, and now they have to fight it out.
Sure,
on Netflix
before so not inside the cage or the ring. That shit's already happening. You know what I mean? Right. Like, and I don't have a big problem with that. That's like it's helping sell the fights. It's entertaining. Like, I get it. You know, but if any of the shit is happening in the cage, then like, as far as like the obvious, this is a work, you know, this is not real or whatever. I forgot what's the term, shoot or work. I forgot. There's a wrestling tech word they use. Whatever. It's one of those words, but whatever the fake one is, if that shit's happening in the real fighting, like I think the real fighting fans, like we're gonna have to look somewhere else at some point. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's because that's not gonna be what we love. And I think as long as Dana's there, that shit ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? As far as messing inside that octagon,
in the cage.
Yeah. Outside of it, I think you're right. I think they're going towards a direction. There's gonna be more characters, more crossover,
more things set up.
Especially now that like, you know, WWE in the same organization. Like I do think there's gonna be more crossover-y type
I guess
things.
What I mean more specific would be like, for example, remember when Sean and Drickus were sat like right next to each other and they had a brawl?
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be setups like that.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? More and more common.
Yeah, no. That kind of thing, totally. Like I said, as long as it's not in the cage, then I don't see that.
So it had UFC 309 had about a gate of about 16.6 million and about 20,200 in attendance.
Okay.
And
that's probably a sellout for Madison Square Garden. That's a big number. I don't think their arena's not that huge. I think it's only like a 20,000 arena.
Yeah, no, it's not big.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty good gate. Just to go along with it, at the Sphere, they got 21.8 mil. This one was 16.6, so not too far off from the Sphere, and that was their biggest event ever.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was a success from the UFC's perspective.
It was a success.
John won. You know, Oliveira had
done.
Yeah, exactly. There was a retirement.
Clean up the heavyweight.
They got to move some shit along.
Yeah. Fuck.
Oliveira's next for the champion, I think. You know, he whoever wins, Sarukian or Islam, he should get the runner.
He should get the runner for sure, unless they have some kind of back and forth.
Because like the Arman Sarukian fight was so close, and I kind of feel like, you know, Oliveira could have won that. You know, depending on how the judges went. You know what I mean? So I feel like he was already
submission attempts.
He was already kind of there. So I feel like with this win, that should give him another shot.
So this is another weird subject here. Where does submission attempts rate along, like, damage, takedowns and stuff? They don't really rate submissions attempts at all.
It counts as a stat, but like,
what if you're in like completely deep, you're about to go out and you take out? Certainly that has an effect going forward.
Oh, for sure. But I think they're looking at it in the sense that it's not damage.
But
damage is everything.
You're gonna tell me that, let's say you're rolling in jiu-jitsu here, and you're spend the first like 2 minutes of your roll, in a triangle and you somehow escape, you're going to tell me the next 3 minutes you're not going to be a little more tired from being choked?
Oh, for
you're going
sure.
to tell me that's not going to affect the fight?
Oh, it's definitely going to affect the fight. But I think that the way they look at it in the judging criteria, that right there, that's what you get for doing that. You don't get anything on the judge's eyes. What you get is the effect of the fighter being slowed that you're up against.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I don't agree with you.
So many stats that they have are so weird. Like, also, what is the one with a takedown? Is it a takedown when your knees hit the mat, or do they time it at a takedown when your back is on the mat?
Yeah, I think it's knees.
It's the knees.
I think it's the knees. Yeah.
Okay. So there's some little rules that they get a little confused.
But also, like, to be honest, like,
because Charles had he had him locked in.
No, for sure. He had really good submission attacks. Yeah, no, I mean, well, you get the credit as far as like the you won the round. But if you're telling me we have a scenario here where I take the back and I almost choke you out, you're fighting for your whole life, the round ends, but I don't really deal strikes damage, that's a 10-9 round.
10-9,
if we go to an alternate universe where I had the same round and I fucking clip you and you're on the ground and you barely survive, that's a 10-8 round. You know what I'm saying?
But it has to be the whole round.
But no, I think even if you if it's one-sided fight and you dealt damage, like if I struck, you're on the ground, you got some blood coming up, if you survive the rest of the round, but there was a big moment where you got fucked up, that might be a 10-8 round. And this, even though
boxing, if you get knocked down, it's 10-8.
Yeah, but we were in both scenarios, we were very close to ending the fight. But the strike one is going to get the 10-8, and the submission one will not. It'll get the 10-9. You know. Unless you deal damage with strikes. It's all based off of damage.
Visible damage. It has to be visible.
Yeah. But I mean, you could dude, you got a guy, I forgot who
that's crazy.
Whose fight was it? They were like in a knee bar and their knee was like just ripping apart.
Right.
They got a 10-9 in that round. Because they didn't tap. I think it was Tony Ferguson.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be like
what I'm saying. That damage was insane, but it wasn't like a visible damage, so it didn't count as far as
so it's
fight-ending damage.
They have to see the damage. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like they have to see it.
Yeah. It's literally is visible damage. The most important thing you could do in MMA is cut people.
It's cut people.
Yeah, swell someone's eye up.
Thing. And in Muay Thai, it's the same thing. If you if you knock them down, it's automatic 10-8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, in UFC, the rules have been changing, and it's more towards that side. If the round is very even, you get a knockdown, it'll be a 10-9. But if you get a knockdown and there's also
you're like
fairly one-sided, then you probably will get a 10-8.
Yeah.
So it's there is.
But also it depends on the type of knockdown. If it's a flash knockdown where
and you get back
hits his ass and spins back up, I don't know if that's 10-8.
Yeah, no.
But if it's a knockdown where he's on the ground, you land 3 shots, he works his way back up.
Oh yeah,
maybe
that could be a 10-8.
Work him in the clinch and then he gets space. Maybe it's a 10-8 then. Yeah. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But the other guy also has to appear 10-8.
Oh yeah,
it's
based off the reaction.
So that shows how important it is to not carry yourself low.
Oh yeah,
you can't even appear. No, you
100%. Especially you going into your world of becoming a professional fighter. Your aura is extremely important in the fight. Because if you're getting hit, but you're eating those shots, and it's not a big deal.
You smile.
Exactly, and you throw it back, and it visibly does something to them. The judges are going to go, and even the viewer, they're going to go like, "Oh, dude,
shit, he's winning."
Exactly. They're like, "Dude, he's putting that shit on him." You know?
But inside, I could be losing.
Oh, for sure. And when you look at the numbers, how many fights have we seen where one guy outnumbered the other guy, and he's still
it's all lost. Appearance, bro. It's crazy. So it really is a lot
within reason.
Within reason.
Yeah. I mean, if you're just the Homer Simpson style, it's not going to work forever, but. Your brain won't survive either.
It's interesting, right? Because, Muay Thai is that same thing where they judge it. They give you points on your appearance, too. So, if one guy's kicks, they could both be doing roundhouse kicks, but if one guy's kicks look flashier, he gets higher points. You know what I mean? So that's why...
Well, especially
they always do these big motions.
Yeah. That has a technique aspect to the judging, though, right? For more, they're
it's the point.
They're looking for that. Exactly.
It's just different. It's a different culture.
For sure. But I think that for learning, that's a really good style.
Oh yeah,
you end up, in Point Muay Thai, you land the last strike and then you win. Then that moment, right? So it's teaching you to fire back and to always be ideally first and last,
right?
And I mean that's good for MMA too. But in Point Muay Thai, it's more literal based off of those, and the techniques and stuff like that. Whereas in MMA, at the end of the day, it's
damage.
What's effective, really, what actually did the shit,
Now we saw a couple 12-6 elbows too, right? Didn't John threw one or two?
Yeah, dude. Who was it that had? Was it Oliveira had the back?
Yeah, I was like, we saw.
Yeah, I was like, dude. And then I think Chandler said something.
Shut the fuck up, Chandler! You're literally grabbing the
fence. He's like, hey, dude, you see that shit?
Hey, coach, he spraying his blood on me, guys. Just pulling on the cage. Jesus,
shaking that shit. Fucking stand up.
God damn it, Chandler.
I know, dude. He's exciting though. I like his fighting style. I like what he does. He's just like, yeah, he's just I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe he's just like, he just sees red, bro. I think that's it. He just makes bad decisions. Sees red.
Yeah.
Just fucking does shit.
It is what it is.
Crazy.
Well, that's part of the journey though of martial arts. Like at a certain point, for him like to advance further where he wants to go, it comes from within. He has to learn to control that side of himself.
Yeah.
Maybe then he becomes.
Do you think he'll fight for a title? Do you think he will?
If Mike?
Yeah.
He's 38.
Yeah, I think there's for me, it's a hard no. I don't think maybe BMF.
Maybe a BMF title.
Yeah, not a real title.
He's not fighting for.
Yeah, he's not fighting for it. Yeah, I don't think he's even going to fight for it.
Unfortunately, because
he had his moment though. Remember him and Oliveira? The first fight was for the championship, so he had his moment.
He had chances, dude, and he could have done it versus Dustin. He could have put Dustin away and probably gotten another crack at the title too, or at least one more fight and then the title.
Yeah,
but that was crazy, dude. That whole Michael Chandler fight.
Yeah, I mean he's been in bangers, dude. Yeah. Even though he fights a little wonky and drives me crazy, he's in bangers, dude. He's there to fight, and he will fight.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much done though.
Who does he fight next?
Chandler?
Yeah.
In the lightweight division?
Yeah. Because I think he's at that point. Like, okay,
maybe
so
he could fight a Patty or Renato.
Yeah, I don't think he will though.
Yeah, but
no, he could.
That's a big fight.
Yeah, no, for our perspective, we love that. But I feel like he's 38. He's only gonna fight a name or for some accolade. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like
But has he?
He called out Connor. He called out Connor again. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, he called out Connor again. I saw that.
I mean, like, come on, dude.
It's not gonna happen.
You did it.
But has he earned the BMF title? Yeah, he's BMF. But has he been winning?
No.
He hasn't been winning.
That's the problem. He just loses.
That's his problem. Like, he is clearly a bad motherfucker. He shows every time, but this has got to win.
No, for sure. But I think if him and Max fight, I think Max wins.
Easy. I feel like that would be because Max isn't gonna just take that and run away with it.
Oh no, for sure.
He won't be able to catch Max. You think he can take him down though?
No, I don't think he will.
He won't try. You think he tries?
No, because I don't think he got that in.
He just doesn't have the brains.
Dude, we talked about this before the last fight, and it was driving me nuts because I was like, I know he. Here's the thing. Obviously, Oliveira took down Chandler a lot, right? Do you think in your heart of hearts that Chandler could have also taken down Oliveira? Because I do.
Yeah, he tried. Absolutely.
But he didn't try. Yeah, and he was losing the fight, but he didn't try to do that.
No.
So every time I thought that he would take somebody down, he just never has, and so I don't think he'll do it.
Yeah.
And in the scenario with Max Holloway, I think he should try to mix it up, but I don't think he will. I think he'll see red and he'll try to fight Max, and Max looks like 155 is a good weight for him. He looks healthy. He's fast. I
hope Max.
And he actually has more oomph on his strikes. I think that's the problem at 45. He's just he doesn't have that crack like he has at 55.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He's just too frail.
I wonder what would have happened if he did his whole career at 55. Do you think he would have been more or less successful?
If Max did his whole career at 55?
Yeah. I mean, maybe not the first few years, but the come up, the first come up, if he transitioned to 55.
Well, I don't know. It's a different, totally, he would have had to do another one with Dustin for sure.
Oh, he would have had to I'm talking the Habib era. This era now, Islam,
that's difficult. I think that he's still top 5, But I don't know enough of his grapple. I haven't seen enough of Max grappling.
He doesn't get tested at 45. He doesn't get
tested at 45 grappling at all. So I can't really say what someone like Islam and Khabib would do to him.
Yeah.
But also, like, those guys are walking around like 200 pounds. They might be a little too big for Max. Like,
He's Max pretty big too. I think he's like 180 something.
Oh, he is pretty big?
He's pretty big, yeah. When he's not in his camp, he's pretty big. He's not a small guy. I would say
that he maybe would get to the title, maybe fight for it, but I don't think he would have stayed champ for as long at 55. I think as 55, as 45. I think 55 had too many great killers, too many championship caliber fighters, like too many Islams, too many, like there's Khabib, there's Islam, there was Justin when he was doing it, there was Dustin, there was who else was at lightweight right there? That was really good.
In that era, or
in that era, who else was around there? Was it?
I'm trying to think.
But yeah, so there, and then, but at 45, there wasn't as many people that were testing him. It was him and Volk. Yeah. And then Jose, but Jose was already at the end.
Yeah, he was already past his prime at that point.
Yeah.
No, I have the same feelings as you. I feel like 45 was the better route for success. But I do think that Max at 55 would have been a better fighter. But I don't think it might have not been enough to... If he did get gold, it might have not been enough to keep it. I don't really know. I'm not sure. But
maybe he'd have more finishes.
No, for sure. I mean, like, I think that his development as a fighter would have been... He would have been a better killer. Like, kind of like Oliveira, the same kind of route. You know, at 45, like... He just wasn't as good of a finisher. He was a little too fragile in some ways.
Yeah, he was.
I don't think Max is fragile at 45, but he doesn't have like the heavy damage like he does at 55.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think, so that would have got you two different fighters.
He looks muscular.
Exactly. Yeah, he really looked like he could set down on all his damaging strikes.
Right. I also haven't seen Max versus 155 has some really tall, long people.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
55? So it'd be interesting to see how Max deals with some
of the
hookers or some of the Jalen Turners.
Oh yeah,
some of the like those guys. You know, these guys have 75+ inch reach.
Yeah. Dude, Jalen's an interesting fighter.
He has like a welterweight, light heavyweight body.
I know he's like kind of disappointed me in a few fights. As far as like, I don't know, like he's interesting because he has like.
He has power.
Yeah, he has power. He's got the reach, and he sometimes uses it well. But then I don't know what it is. Like his use of the space is not consistent.
Like his distance management.
Yeah, like, and maybe that just comes with more experience. Because a few years ago, I was watching him. I was like, dude, this guy could be the next thing. He's got these things. But then after watching it play out,
sometimes he's not like that. He just gets distracted.
Or maybe he's not into it.
Yeah, like in his fights, like it seems like they'd slip out of his hand. Like the Hooker fight, he was crushing the first round, but it kind of slipped away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's something that happens in his fights. Like he starts real strong and he's real technical, but it seems like he starts to, I don't know what it is. Maybe he gets tired. Maybe he does it to himself. But it just looks like as the fight goes on, it lacks focus a little.
I'm wondering if because someone like him, he obviously has a bigger frame. Like, what if he did fight at 170?
You're right. Like, you're right. What if maybe he's getting drained and mentally he's real tired from the weight cut?
Yeah, because he looks sharp and then he doesn't look sharp.
Yeah, like it fades away.
Yeah, no, for sure. And maybe that's a tired thing. Maybe his technique, his snap just goes quick. Maybe because he's long, he's just explosive. He's only got a few of those. Maybe. You know, he's got 20 shots that he really can snap on, and then a little gets taken away.
And then next week, what do we got?
Oh, we got
Davison and Peter Yan and Davison Figueiredo. Yeah. That's what it is. Oh, that's a killer, bro.
Yeah.
Who else? Who do you got in that?
To be honest, nowadays, dude, I think I might go Davison, dude.
I might go Davison as well. Yan is a beast, but he's just not the same after they lost the title.
Dude. I mean, he's kind of a heartbreaking story, that one. I felt like he has so much potential, but there was just moments that he didn't do the right thing in the right moment. He had these moments that he fucked up in. And, you know, I mean, whatever it is, that's fighting, right? But
moments.
He's a great fighter. And like, you know, like the Sean one, I still think that Peter won that one. You know,
the Sean one could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, and now he's at a point where he's a little bit older and it's just not the same. I mean, now that Merab came through and stuff, and I don't see him being Merab like just took him down like 590 times, maybe. I don't know, maybe like 600 times. It was insane,
I don't know, bro.
So I mean, when you got somebody like that in the division, like he's not going to be the champ, I mean, in like some crazy scenario maybe, but he's not going to be the champ. And so Davidson, I still feel like he's like still showing that he's a winner.
Davidson can crack, bro.
Oh yeah, no, he's got hands.
He's a beast. I love watching him fight. I like how he stands so tall and strong. He has no fear, dude.
Oh no, for sure.
Everything he throws is 100%.
But he's a winner though.
He's a fucking winner.
Like he knows how to win. Like
he won't lose.
Exactly. And if it is, it's because he's like overmatched or something.
And we've seen him like have to dig deep.
Oh yeah,
5th round.
Exactly.
I'd come in and win.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's the winner. And I feel like against Peter Yan, it will be a tough fight, I feel like, but I think that he finds ways to win. And I think he'll use his wrestling too.
So Figgy's the pick?
That's for me.
Figgy by what?
I think decision. No, I think it's going to be a decision, yeah.
I don't see him KO finishing Yan either. I think Yan's got a lot of high-level championship experience. I think it'll go decision.
Yeah.
But I think
it's going to be kind of close, though. I like not to like put this bad juju in the air, but I feel like it's going to be a similar kind of scenario where like you could almost say he won, but he didn't quite do it.
Yeah,
because that keeps happening.
I think Jan's going to go out and do some grappling in this fight.
Oh, you do?
I think he's going to try and grapple Figgy, make him tired, and then try and strike.
Like clinch style takedowns, or what are you thinking?
And he's going to make it dirty up against the clinch, and then work for takedowns.
Like use his size?
And if he can get it to the ground, he'll get it to the ground. But if not, he'll keep him against the cage and work his tie.
I think if Peter Yan fights that way, I think he can win. I think that's a good strategy. Because I don't think he will, though, to be honest. It's kind of like the Michael Chandler thing. I don't think he's going to fight that way, personally.
Figgy gets tired, too. He's one of those guys with power gets tired.
Yeah.
So,
But he will probably have more energy than someone like Piotr Yan.
And the weight cut's not as bad.
Yep.
So.
And he's got good takedowns, too, Figgy.
Yeah, he's a beast, bro. He's got takedown defense. Yeah. He's got power. Yeah. He's got kicks.
Yeah, I mean, does
he have just submissions? Have you seen his jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, his jiu-jitsu is good. I mean, he's a really good scrambler. Like he really like knows how to not like give away the position. If it's not going his way, he finds a way to get it back in his favor. And he hustles.
And 3 fights with Moreno.
Yeah, those are great fights, dude. Those are great fights. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I'm excited. The rest of the card didn't seem like there was any like many names I knew. Did you?
I don't know who else. Is
okay. Card, is it in Asia somewhere? It looked like
I think it's Singapore.
Okay. It looked like there was a lot of like Asian names, and I figured it was going to be because I know Piotr trains in Thailand, and I just figured it was probably on that side of the world somewhere.
And then ONE FC's been going through this weird like exodus like. Lately, a lot of their fighters are talking crap and
because they don't have any money, dude.
Their biggest names, bro, and Mikey Musumeci, they let him go.
Oh yeah,
but
they have no money.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, ONE Championship has been losing money for years. They only get money from investors. Mm-hmm. They are hemorrhaging money, and it's surprising they made it this far. They're hundreds of millions a year they're losing. They create, and they put on huge production to like show this. They're trying to be a competitor, right. And it's a good product, honestly.
It is good.
Like the Muay Thai with the small gloves, like they figured some shit out, dude. It's so dope.
It's badass. It's entertaining.
Oh yeah. If I'm the UFC, when one dies, because they will. Yeah. Dude, I'm taking that shit over.
Oh my god.
Dude, imagine a Rod Tang in the UFC?
Muay Thai. 4-ounce gloves here in America. Why have we not marketed that?
Oh no, it's
there's just no money in Muay Thai, bro.
Well, at this moment. Just like jiu-jitsu. Just like in this moment. But Muay Thai with 4-ounce gloves, dude, that is potential.
That's residency.
If you like fighting, there's nothing like that shit, dude.
And then Dana talking to Mikey. Mikey's going to be on Fight Pass.
Yeah.
Musumeci, that's a big deal.
Yeah. And he's a badass, dude.
I wonder if he's going to keep.
Do you ever watch his jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, he's crazy good.
He's so good, yeah.
I wonder if he's going to keep that same aura as like, I eat pizza, pasta, blah,
for sure, yeah.
I wonder if he's going to keep that same aura
dude,
here.
That's him, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think he can even change that. I don't think he knows how to. He's like, I love pizza.
What's up, guys?
I fucking love pizza.
That's savage.
But also, like, I love pizza too. Like, I like him.
I like pizza. And speaking of pizza, I'm kind of...
Yeah, you want to get some grub?
Yeah, I want to get some Grubhub, some pizza. All right, dude.
Thanks for listening, boys.
It was a pleasure.
Boys and ladies.
John Jones was crazy. Mike Tyson was crazy. Assless chaps. That was wild.
We out.
Oh! That was fun.
Nice.